This looks like a normal red cottage, but inside, it's hiding something you'd never expect. Hello, yes, I have a reservation.
For the restaurant?
No, the one of the cottages.
Oh, you're checking in. Okay, perfect. Come on in and make your second left.
Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Connecticut. I'm currently located at the Vivian Farm right here in Connecticut. Why? Because today I'll be staying in the most unique space that I've ever stayed in my entire life. And that place is located right here in Connecticut. I know you guys saw that red cottage at the beginning of the video. It may look like just a regular old cottage on the outside. You're not going to believe what's on the inside. I still have to come back out and get my food. I have some food that I need to eat. I don't want it to go to waste. Wow. Now that I put my stuff down, it's time to give you a full tour of this cottage. You are not going to believe what's inside of this cottage. The outside does not do it justice. This is the most unique place I have ever stayed in on this channel. Hands down. Full tour starting right now. This is a retired United States Coast Guard helicopter that was actually used. It's retired. Now that we got the 360 tour of the helicopter out of the way, I still got to show you guys the inside and then show you just the bathroom and everything else in here, because I just wanted to get the 360 tour out the way. Before I do that, I want to give you just a little bit of information about how they got the helicopter in and what kind of helicopter this is. So this is a U.S. Coast Guard helicopter. It's a fully restored 1968 Sikorsky Sea King Pelican HHF helicopter. So I was told by the staff who brought me over that the owners of this kind of this village that all the cottages are in, there's like 17 cottages on the property. The owners bought this helicopter because they were going to put it where helicopters go to die, the junkyard. And they bought it, restored it, and they built the cottage up. And before they put the roof on the cottage, they dropped the helicopter that's behind me that you see. They dropped that helicopter right down into the roof, and then they built the roof over the helicopter. So that is some fun facts about the helicopter, the name, and how it got in here. So now let's do the rest of the tour, and then we'll go from there. First, let's take a look at the porch. Oh, that's a nice porch. You got windows all around, so you get a nice little view. That's what the ceiling is looking like. Got a light right there, and then one right there, another light. Got a couple chairs, nice little table. What is this? Oh, it's for cigarettes. If you smoke. I'm assuming, I could be wrong. Nice view. But that is the porch. I like it. Now we have the bedroom. You've got you a nice king size bed. I like the burnt orange color. You got 2 night lights up top. Plug in, charge your phone or whatever kind of electronics you may have. Nice little in light, and then you have these lights that operate everything in here. The bedroom, bath, night light, helicopter, last to bed, and porch. I like the last to bed. This just cuts everything off so you don't have to get up and do it. Love the details. It's so beautiful. And so that's the little bedroom area. You get 4 big pillows. You get hardwood floors. Let's feel the pillows. Oh, wow. They feel so soft. If you look up right above the bed, you have a big Bose speaker, and then you have a smoke detector. And I just like the design. It's really nice. That's your bedroom. Now to the bathroom. You have this massive tub. This is the nicest tub I've seen yet. And look how deep it is. That's deep. They provide the towels, of course. And then this nifty little detail right here. You got a towel right here on the helicopter. That's neat. And then if you don't want to take a bath, you have a nice walk-in shower. There's a shower head. Or, I like how they give you a choice. You can use this one, or you can use the rainfall shower head, and they provide you with shampoo. What is this? Conditioner and shower gel. Another towel. And then more towels, and then you have Q-tips. Stuff to clean your face with, a little cleaning cloths. I love, love, love the sink, guys. I love it. Give you a glass. Hand soap and lotion. And then you got 2 sinks, so if you're with somebody, you don't have to share a sink. I think that's nifty. Give you a makeup. And then more towels. And then you have this. Fam, what are y'all doing down there? I mean, are y'all tired already? Guys, we still got to tour the inside of the helicopter. Come on, let's take a look inside. Isn't this place cool? So the first thing you have when you first walk in is this chair. I've never been inside of a Coast Guard helicopter, so this is pretty cool. You got the megaphone. Got the window to see out. And then let me sit in this chair. And then you can see all of like the controls. We'll go in there in a minute. This by the door. First thing I notice is this sink. They have a nice sink in here. And they have assorted like nuts, M&Ms. None of this is complimentary. You got to pay. Gummies, because you know, I'm sure kids, they bring their kids in there. This is pretty cool. And then all the prices. You got some not complimentary, but you got some, I guess this is like some kind of wine. This is your drink machine. This is for hot and cold water. Very eco-friendly. Got a fridge. Got to pay for all this. I think this comes for the coffee. Is this a freezer? It sure is. And if you like ice, hello. Look at all that ice. Wow. Hello. And then my coffee drinkers, you have an espresso machine, if I'm saying that right. Espresso machine, not espresso machine. I'm not a coffee drinker like that. And then they provide you, got some tea. You got a nice couch. A couple of small ottomans. And then you have this TV for Netflix, Hulu, whatever. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here it is. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right. Well, where's your value sitting now, Fraser? Yeah. We ended up spending quite a bit more on this tank than I originally anticipated.
That's so cool. I mean, I'll be in here later on watching TV.
When I bought it for 10 grand, I didn't know.
And then you have that lamp right there. And then another window. There you go. 360 from the back. Now let's take a look at the cockpit. I'm assuming this lifts up. And it does. Oh, here's the cockpit. You got the captain's chair and, well, a pilot's chair for pilots. And these controls. Window. And then up here, more controls. And then more windows. Set this chair down. Oops. Sorry, that was the chair. Now I'm sitting in it. Now you get a full little view. Did not mean to startle you guys. The chair just dropped down. Sit in the pilot's chair. Oof. I remember when I was in Alaska and I took that helicopter ride to the glacier. I remember, and I sat next to the pilot up front. I remember seeing him fly that or small little helicopter using one of these, but he was using both hands. Wow, it feels really loose. Feels good. Feels really good. All right, let's go get some dinner, and then I'm gonna get a bath and call it a night. I'll show you guys what it looks like outside. No, it's not a lot of light in here, but I understand why not. You know, you want the ambiance to be relaxing, and it's definitely a nice little vibe in there. Really nice. Before I make me some dinner, let's go take a look around outside. I was told by the receptionist that brought me over here that there are bears out there. Bears are active, black bears, just to be careful and just to make sure I keep a watch. It'd be cool to see a black bear from here. All right, let's go take a look around outside. Only thing I want to show you out front is you do get parking. There's my car. And they provide you with bikes and the helmets if you want to kind of ride around the property. If I was staying for 2 days, I would have done that, but I'm not. But you do get bikes, which I think is a really cool feature. Now let's just take a look out front. They do have each cottage named helicopter. That's the cottage that he took us into. That was like the, what did he say? This was like the, like it might have a Harry Potter inside. And I think Mark Twain. I could be wrong. If I am, I'll put it on the screen. And then there's my cottage right there. And then that's the one we went into, the Charter Oak that has the tree inside. That one right there. So each cabin gets 2 bikes, 2 helmets, parking spot. This is what the key's looking like. Winnevin, Winnevin. Now, let's go look at the backyard. I'm on high alert for them bears. Okay. Wow, it's beautiful out here. All right, we're gonna do a 360 out here. But first, let's take a look at their garden. They take care of all of their plants and stuff and flowers out here. I don't know what these purple ones are called, but they're beautiful. And then you got sunflowers. And now it's the 360 of the backyard. There's my cottage. A lot of bugs out here. It's time for me to finally relax. Showed you guys everything. All right, let's go back inside. Other things that I didn't tell you that I want to tell you guys is that when you get here, they are extremely helpful and warm and nice. They greet you at the parking lot. They walk you in, and then they assign someone to help you. They check you in, you sign some paperwork, and then that person, you get in your car, and that person will drive you to your cottage. My cottage is right off of the reception area, so I was really lucky I didn't have a far drive. There's 17 cottages on the premise, and mine is called the Helicopter. I did, bend this letter to kind of conceal my personal information, but they do give you this letter when you first come in. and it is the good kind of paper, the expensive kind of paper. And it's just a nice little, you know, letter welcoming you here, letting you know if you need anything, you know, reach out. Like, it's a very warm letter. You also get this envelope, and you've got this seal, kind of like it's so cool. Like, you break the seal to open the letter, and they've got all your personal information on the front. It's very, you know, very formal. It's really nice. And inside you get like a map of the facility. This is a map. And then on the other side is kind of all the amenities and things they want you to know. And so in this cottage and other cottages, this is what you get. You get Bluetooth. You can connect your phone to Bluetooth. There are Bluetooth capabilities in this cottage. There's a Bose speaker system here, which I showed you, which is that big speaker right above the bed. You get light controls, which I showed you, right on the side of the bed. There's a mini bar inside of the helicopter. There's a safe, steam shower, television, temperature control, and the temperature in here is cool. This is my kind of temperature. Like, I can sleep really well in here. There's Wi-Fi, which I'm connected to now. It's extremely fast. And there is a gas fireplace. There's the fireplace right there. And then, since there are bears that are active on the premise, when I checked in today, they just told me to kind of be aware, be careful, be alert. There are bears walking around, and if you see cubs, you know, they told me what to do. But also, just in case you forget what to do, they do have instructions right here on how to react if you see a bear, or a bear with cubs, or cubs. It's all right here. Thankfully, I haven't seen any black bears. I just saw a couple of squirrels playing. Also, too, they do have a restaurant on the premise and a spa, which I showed you. It's the building right behind me, off into the distance, and there is a really nice restaurant and a nice bar. You also, when you first get here, you get you get a complimentary drink, alcoholic drink. If you don't want that, you got water. They do offer you that as soon as you step in. While you're waiting to be, you know, while you're waiting to check in, they do give you a complimentary drink. I refused it. I do have to drive in the morning. This is also their hotel, or not their hotel. This is their restaurant hours and times and all the information you need to know for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's also in-room dining. So if you don't want to go to the restaurant and eat, you can order your food and someone will bring it out to you. They also have, I forgot what it's called, but it's like called like a wind down. I forgot the word he used, but essentially when you're ready for bed, if you want, someone will come and get your bed ready, tidy up for you, clean up for you, and then you can go to bed. I refuse that service. If you don't want to eat on the hotel or the cottage premises, there is restaurants in town. There are options. So there are all kinds of options. And that is everything. We won't be eating at this fancy restaurant. They do have a lot of fancy stuff. They're really helpful. They emailed me the dinner menu. So I'll read you what is on the menu tonight for dinner. It's very, very fancy. So tonight for dinner, this is the things you can order. Grilled octopus, handmade taglioni. I don't know, I butchered that. Atlantic halibut, boneless pork chops, Ferrado, smoked blue cheese, chocolate tart, strawberry shortcake, and yeah, that's it. And there's also a bar if you want to drink. And that's pretty much everything. That is pretty much everything. Also, too, I did forget to show you guys that they do have window covers. So I will be letting those down before I go to bed. I just don't want the bears to think they can get up in here. So I'm gonna pull those down. I make sure all the doors are locked because bears are smart. And I'm not trying to deal with any kind of bears tonight. And I already checked the door out there in the balcony. It's locked. Yeah, it's locked because I'm not trying to deal with any kind of bears, fam. No, no, no. All right, that's it. For dinner, I'm having bologna sandwiches. I haven't eaten all day, so your girl's hungry. I'm starving. This is beef bologna. I like bologna. I like the, well, it's not, yeah, it's all beef. And then I've got some cheese from the deli. I'm going to put some mayo on it. Growing up, when I would eat my bologna, I would put it in a microwave and I would nuke it until the edges curled up. Who else did that? And then got some mustard. Dinner served. Flamin' hot Korean style barbecue chips and bologna sandwich. I love putting chips inside of my sandwich. These chips are really good. I just wish they were spicy. I don't taste the spice, but if you are not used to spicy stuff, then they will be hot to you. They're like a sweet, spicy. I got a 0 sugar A&W root beer. One last look before I leave. I cannot believe I'm in a luxury cottage with a retired U.S. Coast Guard helicopter. I never ever thought places like this existed. You don't even know what I had to go through to find a place like this. The research I did online, this is amazing. You got a really comfortable bed right there. And then like right here is this massive like helicopter, full size. Imagine the missions that thing went on, the lives it saved. What a beautiful, beautiful helicopter. All right, it's time for me to head out. I really enjoyed my stay here. It was surreal. I just can't even believe how some people's minds work, like how creative some people are to put a retired U.S. Coast Guard helicopter inside of a cottage. That luxury cottage was everything. It was really, really nice. One thing I did forget to mention is they do have 2 restaurants. One is a more fancier restaurant. The menu that I read last night, that was the fancy restaurant with the grilled octopus, boneless pork chops, all of the other stuff that they have. That was the fancier one. But they do have more of a tavern style restaurant, like pastas and stuff, and they do have breakfast, but I'm not gonna eat breakfast. I just want to get on the road. There is a place in mind that I want to try, but we'll see if I have enough time. But I do have a long drive ahead of me. If you are an aviation nerd, if you like stuff like that or cool unique spaces, I'll put the name of the cottage in the description box, and you can go to the website and check it out for yourself. This is definitely a cool spot. Definitely. I mean, they have 17 luxury cottages on the premises, and it's highly secured. You can't just drive into the premises. There's a gate. You have to be buzzed in. They have to verify that you're staying here. So it's a very secure, very nice place. They have everything here. So if you have a lot of time and you want to spend some time here and have a little bit of fun, I recommend this place. I truly enjoyed it. But for me, it was more of a just experiencing staying in a unique space, just to say I did it, to experience it, to have that bath, to be in luxury, to just it was just. And the crazy thing is, my video doesn't do it justice, because it looks like there's, I don't know, from my video, it looks like there's really no space, but there is. That luxury cottage is massive inside. There's so much space. It is massive inside. So they did a really good job with design and space and everything like that. So kudos to the designers of the cottages. So 17, who knows? I'll definitely be back. There's a few more I do want to stay in. But it's time for me to hit the road. The video ends here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. But I'm out. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Peace.